So, what exactly did we just witness in this so-called Episode 1 sneak peek? And why does it feel like everything we thought we knew about the Dutton legacy is about to be completely flipped upside down? Because let's be honest for a second, after everything that happened in 1923, did you really expect peace on the ranch? Or did you already know that the storm was just getting started? The sneak peek wastes no time throwing us straight into a much older, much colder version of Spencer Dutton. And I mean cold. This is not the same man who fought through the wild just to be with Alex. No, this version of Spencer looks like a man who lost everything, and never recovered from it. And can you really blame him? Think about it. He finally got his happy ending, only to have it ripped away in the most tragic way possible. So now the question is, what kind of father does that pain turn him into? Because standing right there in the middle of all that tension is John Dutton too. And here's where things start to get really interesting. He's no longer just a child being protected. He's grown. He's watching. He's learning. But from who? A broken father? A hardened ranch? Or a legacy that demands strength no matter the cost? And here's the part nobody is talking about enough. What if John doesn't actually agree with Spencer? Yeah, think about that for a second. What if the real conflict in Episode 1 isn't just about land, enemies, or outside threats, but something much deeper? Something inside the family itself. Because the sneak peek drops subtle hints, quick looks, tense silence, that feeling that something is off. Like father and son are not exactly on the same page. And in a world like Yellowstone, disagreement doesn't stay quiet for long, it explodes. But wait, it gets even bigger. 1944 isn't just about the ranch anymore. There's something massive happening in the background, something global. World War II. And you have to ask yourself, where does John Dutton to stand in all of this? Is he going to stay and fight for the ranch? Or is he going to leave everything behind and step into a completely different kind of war? Because if he does leave, that changes everything. Who protects the ranch then? Spencer. Alone. A man already drowning in his past. That doesn't sound like stability, that sounds like disaster waiting to happen. And let's not ignore the tension building around the Dutton name itself. Because power like that, land like that, it doesn't stay uncontested forever. There are always people watching, waiting, calculating. And the sneak peek makes one thing very clear, someone is already making a move. You can feel it. That quiet pressure. That sense that the Duttons are not just dealing with internal struggles, but something far more dangerous creeping in from the outside. So now the real question is this going to be a story about survival, or the beginning of the Dutton downfall? Because if Episode 1 is already setting this kind of tone, then what exactly are they hiding for the rest of the season? And more importantly, who is about to betray who? Now here's where things go from intense to absolutely explosive. Because just when you think the story is about Spencer and John, the sneak peek quietly introduces something far more dangerous, new blood with old claims, and if you paid close attention, you already know who I'm talking about. Boston. Yeah, that storyline you thought was over. It's not. Not even close. Remember Elizabeth leaving Montana, carrying Jack Dutton's child? Well, what if that child didn't just grow up but grew up with questions? Questions about their father, their name, and most importantly, the land that was taken from them. Now imagine this, a grown heir walking into Montana, not as family but as a challenger. Sounds dramatic. Maybe. But in Yellowstone, isn't that exactly how war begins? Because let's be real, the Dutton Ranch isn't just land. It's power. It's legacy. It's something people are willing to kill for. And the moment another rightful heir shows up, everything Spencer built, everything John is supposed to inherit, suddenly becomes uncertain. But here's the twist no one is ready for. What if this new heir isn't alone? The sneak peek hints at powerful figures lurking in the shadows. Not just random enemies, but calculated, experienced players. The kind of people who don't rush, they wait, they plan, and then they strike when it hurts the most. And this is where things start to feel different from every Yellowstone story we've seen before. Because this time, the threat doesn't feel loud, it feels quiet. Controlled. Dangerous. Which brings us to the villains. Now nothing is officially confirmed, but the energy. The vibe? It screams big names. The kind of presence that instantly shifts the balance of power. And let's be honest, this kind of story doesn't work without someone who can truly challenge the Duttons. Not just physically, but mentally. Someone who can outthink Spencer. Someone who can manipulate John. Someone who doesn't care about the rules of the ranch, because they're playing a completely different game. And if that's true, then this isn't just a fight for land anymore. This is a war of strategy. But wait, we're still not at the biggest question. When is all of this actually happening? Because the sneak peek cleverly avoids giving us a clear date, but it does something even smarter. It builds urgency. You can feel that this story is coming soon. Not years away. Not some distant project. Something that's already in motion. And if the timeline rumors are even close to true, we might not have to wait as long as we think.